cleanest city you'll ever see. Down here on the right, we have Christopher Columbus Park. Feel free to make fun of my accent. And there used to be a big statue of Christopher Columbus. Then the woke people came in, the cancel culture, you know those knuckleheads? They chopped his head off the statue. They said he was a horrible man. I said, so was my Uncle Luigi, but we still invite him over Thanksgiving. Now, there was a lot of horrible men back then. We learned from history. You can't erase history. You can't have a headless Christopher Columbus, so they tore the whole thing down. I don't even think they call it Christopher Columbus Park anymore. I think they call it Hugo Park, named after a goofy trolley driver. Oh yeah, that's a big... Now this is the North End. This is the oldest neighborhood in Boston. 1630, the Puritans came here for a better way of life. Now, at one, guys, I don't mind if you're talking, you gotta keep it low. Remember Barney, inside voice, outside voice? Inside voice. Anyway, there used to be African American, Irish, Jewish, the last 120 years, all Italian, over 120 Italian restaurants here. My grandfather came over here from Palermo, Italy when he was 16 years old. 1905. Couldn't speak a word of English. First thing he did was learn the language. Then he swept the floor at Jordan Marsh, became a tailor at Jordan Marsh. Opened up his own tailor cleaning store in Lexington Center. Delivered to all the wealthy people. Grew his own grapes, made his own wine, grew his own vegetables, made his own pasta. Turned it into an exclusive men's store, bought all blue chip stocks. He was a millionaire by 1950, the American dream, baby. Now, Paul Revere was a workaholic too, and born right here in the North End. He was a blacksmith, goldsmith, coppersmith, silversmith, bronzesmith. He was a dentist. He made false teeth. I think he made some for George Washington, and they weren't made out of wood. Now, he also made bells, huge bells. He learned how to make, design, hung them all for women in churches and municipal buildings. His most famous job, he was the courier for the Sons of Liberty. Remember the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere? Now, we'll talk about that in a minute. Paul married a girl named Sarah Horn. They had 8 children together, count them, 8 kids. Now, during the 8th childbirth, she passed away. That wasn't uncommon. But it wasn't uncommon not to be married. So 5 months later, he married Rachel Walker and had another 8 children. This is where the women yell out, oh my God, 16 kids, how do they feed them? Where do they go to the bathroom? No plumbing. So he wasn't just making bells, he was bringing them 2 boys and girls. Now this is 3 non-Italian restaurants. That's my favorite, the Sail Lot. Looks tiny, goes back 350 yards. Get twin lobsters, $70. That's not a bad price. Now back in the 1700s when you went to prison, they fed you lobster. Because it wasn't a delicacy. Now this is stop 2. You go to Paul Revere's house, or any one of the 120 Italian restaurants. Or you can go to world famous Mike's Pastry, get a cannoli, panettone, pignoli. Or you can go to Starbucks and get a coffee for $18.50. Or you can stay on the Hugo tour. I hear he's quite entertaining. Anybody get out at 2? Anybody going to Paul Revere's house?
No.
Oh, hi guys, who are you? Where you guys from? Manchester, New Hampshire?
Yep.
Come on in, welcome. The Grand State. No, yeah. Live free or die. Where you guys from?
Florida.
Florida, what part? Tampa?
Orlando.
Orlando. I used to live there.
Oh yeah.
Altamont, Winter Park.
Oh yeah.
How long you lived there?
About 4 years.
4 years. You're a newcomer.
South Carolina before that.
South Carolina's beautiful. Gamecocks. Yeah, baby.
Oh.
Pecan roll. Pecan roll. Right? Whenever you drive there, only 5 miles to a pecan roll. I'll take 4. All right, I'm gonna tell you about the midnight ride of Paul Revere, guys. Now, King George is gonna send Sam Adams and guys, you gotta keep it down. I'm trying to do a tour here, okay? So the other people can hear me. All right, guys? I'll give you a lollipop if you're quiet. You want a lollipop? Anybody want a lollipop?
Yes.
Yeah, grab. Give them to your friends. Give them to anybody who's talking. All right, I'm going to tell you about the midnight ride at Paul Revere. We'll try it again. Now, Sam Adams and John Hancock were hiding out in Lexington, Mass. They wanted for treason. Now, King George is going to send the British troops to kill him. Paul Revere had to put a stop to this. He didn't know he's going to do it. He didn't know which way the British are going. Now, two young kids, about these guys' age, heard the British soldiers talking. They're going by the Charles River by the sea. So Paul devised a plan. He went down to the Old North Church, grabbed the young sexton named Robert Newman, had him make 2 lamps in the Old North Church. Remember, 1 by land, 2 by the sea. Now this way, Paul couldn't get across the Charles River because it was guarded by a big British fortress. The Charlestown militia would see the lanterns and they would handle the job. Now Paul had 2 guys roam across the Charles River named Mo and Fricky. Now the history books won't tell you that because I made those names up. Now they got him across the Charles River. He borrowed a horse named Brown Beauty from Deacon Larkin, started riding towards Lexington Concord, yelling out, "The regulars are out, the redcoats are coming." He never said the British are coming. Remember the history books? The British are coming! He never said that. You know why? Because they were all British. That'd be like riding down the street going, "I'm coming here, I'm coming." It'd be like a Diana Ross song. "I'm coming home, I want the world to know." Now he rode towards Lexington Concord, waking up all the Minutemen, getting them ready for the revolution. Halfway there he met up with William Dawes and Dr. Prescott. Here's the new health agents. Boy, have they changed. William Dawes and Dr. Prescott, they had taken the land route by the Boston Net, the longer route. Now they all rode together, waking up the Minutemen, getting them ready for the revolution. When they made it to Hancock's house, they removed all the intelligence paperwork, guns, ammunition, and cannons. Now Hancock and Adams got away. Paul Revere and his cohorts didn't fare so well. They get accosted by the British soldiers on the way back. Now Dawes and Prescott got away somehow. Paul did not. They confiscated his horse and made him walk all the way back to Boston, 20 miles. He had to tell Deacon Larkin, "I lost your horse." He said, "What do you mean, Paul? They cost $1,000. That's like a Corvette Stingray today in today's money." Paul looked at me and said, "Hey, war is hell." The next day was the shot heard around the world on Lexington Green, the beginning of the Revolutionary War. And that's the story of Paul Revere and his midnight ride, told by Hugo Mayens of the trolley driver from Boston. I'll be here all week driving cannolis. Now on the left, Rocco's Restaurant, thank you. I was in there just last night with the Black Hornet, eating orange genies and a Bombay Sapphire Martini. Now two guys were talking at the bar. One guy said, "Hey Tony, I'm sorry to hear about your place burning down." He said, "Shh, it's next Tuesday." Everybody look at this one-way street, Henchman Street. You're going to see the tallest steeple in Boston, the Old North Church steeple. See it, guys? One it by land, 2 it by sea. Everybody see that? It's going to be a test later. Now on the right up here, because of COVID and the economy, this is where the Red Sox are playing. That's the new Fenway Park. It just wants to open the road. Look at the street, the Tampa Bay Rays. On the left, Cops of Burial Ground. Like the old in Boston, the British in Canada. The battlefront. Now you look across the channel, you'll see the Buckhill Monument, the USS Constitution, nickname Old Ironside, and the USS Cassie. Remember the movie The Town with Ben Affleck? But all the bank robbers. He falls in love with the banker, he buys her this hockey rink after the movie. But that's not real life. In real life, you're gonna buy that for J-Lo after the divorce. Now this is stop 3.
Destroyed buildings, killed 21 people, 12 horses, uncounted numbers of dogs and cats, and injured at least another 150 people. We're pulling up to stop number 3. You can hop off here to visit Copp's Hill Burying Ground in the Old North Church. After you disembark, cross the street and up the hill, follow the red brick line known as the Freedom Trail. Please watch your step.
Hey, anybody get out to stop 3? Look at this guy's got a harem. Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to Boston. Now that's the Brinks Arm and Car Company on the left. 7 wise guys went in there and robbed in 1950, dressed as cops. They got $3.5 million smackaroos.
the left, this garage was the site of the Brinks Armored Car Company. And in 1950, Specs O'Keefe and 6 men pulled off the largest cash heist in America to that time. The movie, The Brinks Job, starring Peter Falk, was based on this. Thieves stole $1.2 million in cash and $1.5 million in checks, money orders, and other securities. They were caught 6 years later.
Now they waited 6 years because they waited for the statute of limitations to run out. Now one of their guys got busted, Specs O'Keefe, turned state's evidence. They all went to prison, but they only recovered $50,000. So somewhere in Boston, behind somebody's wall, there's $2,950,000. Let's go on the scavenge hunt. Who's backing back there? Come on, Austin, I know you're backing. I got him, you got him in the backpack there. Here's the Converse building, Chuck Deal on I talk. Come to the end of the world with no access to it.
Starts at visitors from Boston and ends in Charleston, a village of London. We're entering Charlestown. This is where the Puritans first settled in 1630. But the water was poor and they moved to Boston proper. Charlestown is named after the English King Charles I. He is the one the Puritans were fleeing when they came here for their religious freedom in 1630. The names of most places in New England are named after English towns and English nobility. Boston is named after Boston, England, which is 1,000 years older than Boston, Massachusetts. We're coming up to Warren Street, named after the revolutionary leader Joseph Warren, a leader of such distinction that some speculate he might have been our first president if he didn't insist on fighting at the Battle of Bunker Hill, where he was killed. 5 years later, the Warren Tavern was founded and has been visited by George Washington and Paul Revere. It's the oldest tavern in Massachusetts and is still open today. The 2010 crime drama movie The Town was shot here and was co-written, directed, and starred Ben Affleck.
Now we're coming into Charlestown. It's the oldest navy yard in America, where we have the oldest commission ship in America, the USS Constitution. Nickname Old Ironside for many reasons. One reason, we went all the way to Georgia to get live Georgian oak, 30 inches wide at the bow, reinforced with copper, from Paul's copper mill. I told you he's a workaholic. Built right here on the north end, 1794 to 1797. Now the first battle was the HMS Guerriere, battleship from Great Britain. Their sailors yelled out, "The cannonballs are just bouncing off that vessel. It must be made of iron." That's how it got the nickname Old Ironside. Now we sank the Guerriere in 20 minutes, shortest battle ever. Should have called it the Derriere, because we shot it in the rear end a couple of times. Now the Constitution had 33 battles, like Larry Bird's number. Never lost one. Only Boston sports teams go 33-0. Now here's Warren Street, named after Dr. Joseph Warren. He would have been our first president. They told him not to fight, Joe. Don't fight in the battle. We need you to be president. Alpha male. Had a fight, got killed. Now 5 years later, the Warren Tavern was opened down here. Oldest restaurant in America. I mean, in Massachusetts. Now, I think it's the oldest because Paul Revere right there, George Washington right there, and Hugo Mayans at the trolley drive right there. He's old. He was born in 19, kiss my rear end. Now, if you look across the Charles, you'll see the old North Church steeple. See it? One is by land, two is by sea. Now, we're coming into stop 4. Now, I highly recommend this stop because you can go on both boats for free. The Constitution and the Castle Town. Walk around it, walk on it, walk in the galleys, everything. And the museum. I find the museum more interesting than the boat. They tell you how they made it, what they made it out of the log and took it, it cost. They have all these models of at different scales. They tell you how many guys it took to run one cannon. Now, mind you, there's 50 cannons on that boat, and it took 9 guys to run one cannon. And two of those guys are called fluffers, and I'm not going to touch that. Now, if you look in here, you're going to see the Constitution. That's the real boat. That's not a Forgazy like Donnie Brasco said. That's the original boat. It's been refurbished. It's still registered with the Navy. Still goes out 12 times a year, shoots the cannons, everything. Went out the other day and a 21-gun salute. How cool is that, guy? Cool like gabagool, you know what I mean? Now, the only bad thing about getting out here is you're going to lose the Hugo tour, and I hear it's quite entertaining. Now, don't forget, we're back every 15 to 20 minutes. I'll be back in about an hour and a half. Now, on the City View app, it'll tell you where all the trolleys are. So if you want to avoid the guy on 117, we hated that guy, Hugo, let's wait for the next trolley. You can do that. Does anybody get out at stop 4? Did you have fun, guys? You tell my boss on TripAdvisor if you loved or hated me. Thank you, guys. I hope you have fun. Go see the boat. You're going to have a blast.
Do you want to call? Do you want to call?
You want to like one? Dum-dums? Pick one. What flavor you like? Butterscotch, root beer? What do you like? There you go. See you guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Very nice. Sure. Grab one. Come on in, guys. Where you guys from?
Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin, right through that line. How many people from Wisconsin?
There's 11 of us.
11? You got a football team. Right?
Yeah.
Come on in, football team, 11. Good job. He's the coach right there. That's Bill Belichick. Told you where to put him. Where you guys from? Wisconsin? Colorado. How's the weed thing going? We have it too. It's all we smell now. Where you guys from? Australia. Come on in down under. I promise I won't say shrimp on the barbie. They're prawns, right? I love Men at Work. Remember Men at Work? Great band. Hi guys, where you guys from?
Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin, you with the big party? No? I got 11 Wisconsin people.
There's what? There's 11 Wisconsin people on this?
Yep, right, 11 Wisconsin people, right?
Raise your hand if you're from Wisconsin. There we are.
There's 11 of them.
All right. Should we sit here?
Yeah, we're gonna move them.
Oh, okay.
Just can't sit on my seat.
No, it's fine. We'll sit here.
Any seats open out back?
We can squeeze it. Where in Wisconsin are you from? The Wisconsin?
Hamilton.
Oh, okay. We're from north of Wausau and Antigo.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Maryland, Antigo.
Where are you from?
Wisconsin. Yes. Not the big group with us. Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah.
I
No
showed you mine.
seats back there? Nothing, nothing. The full house. Back
I got a half a bucket on there. That's what it means.
All right, the new people. My name is Hugo.
I heard good things about you.
Yeah? Where?
On reviews.
TripAdvisor.
Yeah.
Good. Give me another one. Now see the red brick? That's a Freedom Trail, 2.5 mile walk. Starts from the new State House, goes all the way to the Buck Hill Monument. I can't do it. I'm too old and too fat. When I dance, the band skips. Now I'm going to tell you about the Battle of Buck Hill. Greatest battle of Revolutionary War. Bloodiest battle of Revolutionary War. Unbelievable story. Has to be told, and I tell it better than anybody in the world. Now I'm not conceited, but I'm all I think about. Now remember that Jets and the Sharks in West Side Story? They're playing their rumble behind the gym on Saturday, planned ahead of time. Gonna rumble on Saturday. They did that in the 1700s. Now, King George is all ticked off of the colonists. He goes, listen, you knuckleheads in Boston, Little Rim, Buckshot there with the Tea Party and everything. Hey, I'm the biggest army in the world, King George's army. I'm going to send 2,600 troops there to Bunker Hill and show you who your daddy is, all right? With redcoats, cannons, guns, trained soldiers, and a real general. General Clinton came here with 2 bottles of wine and a sommelier. Because he thought it was going to be a cakewalk. It's not a real battle. We're only farmers and blacksmiths. Hunting rifles. We only had 900 guys. They had 3 times the amount of trained soldiers. But we had a great general, General Prescott. First thing he said was move the battle to Breeze Hill, 1 hill over. It'll confuse the British, and it did. Now we fortified Breeze Hill in 1 day. We fought guerrilla style like the Native Americans taught us. We hid behind rocks and trees and stuff. The British just came up in a straight line sideways. Remember, you could pick them off easily, those redcoats. Now the last thing he said was don't fire till you see the whites in their eyes. You remember that? That meant let the British come all the way to the top of the hill. Take careful aim. Make sure you kill them with 1 shot. Takes too long to reload. We don't have much gunpowder or bullets. We're a young army. Now here's where girl power comes in. John Adams' wife, Abigail, actually melted her own silverware to make bullets. That's one cool chick, baby. She must have been from Wisconsin. Now, the count of 3, I want a big huzzah. That meant hooray or booyah. H-U-Z-Z-A-H with a Boston accent. Let's test it out. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was horrible. We'll all be driving around on the wrong side of the road eating fish and chips with an English accent. Try it again. The count of 3, I want a big huzzah with a Boston accent. H-U-Z-Z-A-H. You ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, a little better. The British came all the way to the top of the hill. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we blasted them, baby. They retreated. They came all the way up the hill again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they blasted them again. We retreated. They retreated once more. They came up a 3rd time. We hit them with everything we got, baby. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we hit them so hard we ran out of ammunition. We had to retreat. We give up the hill. Now, technically, we lost that battle because we gave up the hill. I don't think so. We killed 1,100 of them men. Almost half. We only lost 440. I call that a big win-win-win and a big 1, 2, 3. Yeah, baby. It's a man, baby. I love Austin Powers. Now, we even wounded their general, General Clinton. After he convalesced, he went back to George. He goes, George, we were victorious. More victories like this. We're in big trouble, man. These guys aren't a fight. They may be farmers and blacksmiths. They kicked our British fannies. Now, the British are very nice. They gave us the Beatles. Not in the 1700s. They were mean and nasty. They were so mad about us wounding their general. They killed our #1 guy, Dr. Joseph Warren. And there was a battle they thought was going to be a cakewalk. They burned the whole city of Charlestown down. No Geneva Convention back then. And that's the story of the Battle of Bunker Hill, fought on Breeze Hill, told by Hugo Mayens of the trolley drive from Boston. I'll be here all week, dry the cannolis and tip your waitresses. Thank you. Now there's the Bunker Hill Monument. See, I climbed that when I was 10 years old. It's 294 steps high. No elevator, no escalator, no air conditioning. 4 little observation windows on top. It's like 100 degrees in there. If it gets to be 101, they won't let you climb it. Now you can climb it if you want, or take my suggestion. Buy the postcard and tell everybody you climbed it. Oh yeah, we climbed it twice, but the Wisconsin people did it 3 times. They're crazy up these stuff. They're cheeseheads. Now this is Charlestown, guys. It's only 1 square mile. They had more felony criminals in Charlestown than any city in America. They raised the kids to be bank robbers and armored car robbers. Remember the movie The Town with Ben Affleck? Road Star directed. True story. Now don't forget to go on TripAdvisor and tell my boss if you love to hate it. I'm trying to win a contest. If I get the most 5-star TripAdvisor, I get a free box of cannolis and a jar of peanuts. The good ones too, Tommy Rose. Now here is Square Park. That's where ball balls and course. Brown beauties that are right to a Mexican country. The regulars are out. The redcoats are coming. Never said the British are coming because they were all British. That would be like driving on. That would be like riding down the street going, "I'm coming here. I'm coming," like a Diana Ross song. "I'm coming out. I want the world to know." Now, how many people saw Good Will Hunting? This is where Robin Williams and Matt Damon had their little hard time. I mean, I'm losing my life. This is where Robin Williams taught, Buck Hill Community College. While Matt Damon was hanging out in Harvard with the wicked smart kid, Minnie Driver. Remember Minnie Driver, that beautiful British actress? Now, Minnie Driver doesn't know it, but she's kind of shocked with me. Come on, that's a funny girl. That's the Lenny P. Acre Bridge, 5 states and such a bridge in the country. Last week we'll puzzle the big mountain pool. We'll show you good work when we get around to top 5. Here's the Grizzly Logs. You know what logs are, right? This is where the boats come in. They'll displace 10 million gallons of water in one night. Come in from the ocean, go all the way up to the Charles River on Esplanade. Keep walking on the lobster walk. 4th of July. Teeny Bay Garden, that's the new garden, not the old garden. The old garden was a dump with no air conditioning. Rats. The Lakers claimed we turned the heat on during the playoffs, and we might have. It's not beneath us, but we never the players any football. Now here's the Converse building, Chuck Taylor high tops, the most uncomfortable shoe in the world with no arch support. But all the young kids love them because the rock stars wear them. They're cool like gabagool, you know what I mean? Now I get a great story. Happened in 1919, right here in the North End on Hanover Street. People don't believe it. During World War I, there was a big water tower. It had 2.5 million gallons, but not water. It had molasses. Anybody know this story? They were making rum out of the molasses. The owner didn't take care of it. It was old, leaky, falling apart. It exploded. Sent a 35-foot wave of molasses down Hanover Street, killing 25 people, 12 horses, numerous dogs and cats, injuring hundreds more. They called it the Great Boston Molasses. Stop number 5. They say an odd summer's day you can still smell the molasses. Anybody get on at 5? Teeny Bay Garden Sports Museum. Anybody get on at 5, guys? Yeah, did you have fun, guys? You want a card? It's on my boss if you love to hear me. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So how many get out? 3 or 4? I'd rather see. How many people you got? City View? Yeah. Does anybody get out and stop 6? City, Quincy Market, Faneuil Hall. How many people in your group? 4? And you guys have 6?
Yeah, we're getting up.
Okay, do you mind if I let these guys stand for the next talk? Does anybody mind? No? Come on in if you don't mind standing. Come on in.
There's 2, maybe 2.5 seats. Okay,
Where you guys from? Oklahoma. I go and see you sooner or later. You hated that joke? He hated me already. It's not even on the trolley. He hated me. Where you from, Oklahoma? Oh, you got Cowboys, right? Is that what it is? Cowboys? How many people are you trying? 3? With you guys? These guys? You don't mind standing because a lot of people getting off the next stop. Come on in. You guys have tickets? Yeah, you're good. Come on in, welcome. So that's the Lenny P. Acre Bridge. Now make sure you hold on to something. Grab something. Loved ones. Now that's the Bruins bear, see it? Now that wasn't there 2 years ago. It's only been there 1 year. And I'll tell you why it's there. I usually hate statues. Look at how real that looks. The fangs and the claws. They'll kill you in each in 1 minute. Now there used to be a Bobby Orr statue there. You can't put a Bobby Orr statue there. You know what happens when the Montreal Canadian fans come down all bruised up on the Molson Gold? They climb on it. You know what happens when you climb on Bobby Orr's statue on game night with a different colored jersey on? You get a knuckle sandwich. Or denim, you go lost, called the loose cow. So they moved it down here to the alcove where the cops are. I watch it down Tommy Hayden's cellar on a 10-inch black and white TV. That's how old I am. When I was born, the Dead Sea was just a hill. Here's the bar yours. They're down here on the right. Beautiful. Flying through the air like Superman. This is Thomas P. O'Neill building. Remember Tip O'Neill, left-wing Democrat, Speaker of the House, Reagan, right-wing Republican? These guys respected each other, even though on different sides of the political spectrum. They compromised, passed bills and laws, not like these knuckleheads in Washington today. Do I sound bitter? Maybe I am. One guy yelled out, "You sound honest." On the left, Dunkin' Donuts. That's the only Dunkin' Donuts in Boston. That's Boston sarcasm. There's 9 million of them. Now, how many people saw the movie The Departed with my bad Boston accent? Not one person. Every star was in it. Alec Baldwin, Martin Sheen, Jack Nicholson, Forrest Whitaker, Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg, Leonardo DiCaprio, the most overrated actor in the world. Come on, ladies, he's 55 years old. He only dates 18-year-old girls. One old guy yelled out, "God love him." One time he took a date to the Oscars. The end of the show, she was too old for him. Now they filmed it right around the corner, the Hurley building, nicknamed the Corduroy building, because they spent millions and millions of our taxpayers' money to make it look like corduroy. That's bad. I don't know why they did it. They spent so much money doing it, guys. They couldn't finish the building. There's these long serpentine walkways that Leo walked up to open it to get in there. And there's no door or window at the end of these walkways. Now it's the mental health building. If you weren't crazy before you got there, you will be. Now this is where Leo walked up to talk to Mark Sheen and Mark Wahlberg. Wahlberg's a wise guy, Sergeant Dignam. He says, "You're no cop. You're never going to be a Massachusetts statey. I saw your SAT scores. You're an astronaut. You're no cop." Oh, I get it. You were leading a secret flight. You were hanging out in the North Shore with the rich family during the week, and then hanging out in the Southie Project on the weekend, dropping your rods. It's a long serpentine walkway, no door or window at the end. Now on the right, this is Ibrok Courthouse. This is our first African-American attorney general. First African-American citizen, like 1967, my brother campaign. Great man, great senator, Ibrok. Now here's where the big ugly highway was. It was 30 feet above the ground. Now the big dig put it all on. Now it's a beautiful 10-lane highway on the ground. Now look at how clean the city is. Not just Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market, the whole city. Everywhere. The North End, the South End, the West End, Copley Place, Copley Plaza, Boston Common, Public Gardens, Theater District, Financial District. Before, you couldn't see the beautiful architecture. Rocks and soot fell off the tires. People littered back then. Remember when they littered? They drank and drove. They'd throw beer bottles down. The city was filthy. It's beautiful and clean. I've seen cities go from clean to dirty, but never dirty to clean. It's one of the cleanest cities in the country. I love it. I love my job, and I love my city. Can you tell I love my job? So please go on TripAdvisor. I love this job. I do it all. I don't care if there's 2 people on the first tour or if there's 2 people on the last tour. I could be home in my Spider-Man pajamas. I give you 100% the best tour ever. Remember that. Yeah, baby. It's a man, baby. Really, I love this job. You can tell. If I get married this job, I would. And I said I'd never get married. Now up here on the right, you're going to see the John Fitzgerald Kennedy FBI building. Now everybody knows what FBI stands for, right? Forever Bothering Italians. Here's where the real young secret agents train on the right, the 007 and a half. The real young agents. Come on, that was fun. On the left, Holocaust Memorial, 6 glass tubes with a million numbers represented the 6 million Jews that were murdered. Horrible. Now, if you have a chance, walk through it. It'll give you the history. It's horrifying and very tastefully done. We must never forget about the Holocaust. They're making a Holocaust museum up here. It's going to be open in November. I'll show you where it's going to be. There's a picture where how it's going to look. Now, that's the oldest tavern, the Bell in Hand. That's the oldest tavern, 1795 with the newest prices. And the oldest restaurant, Union Oyster House, 1826. Now, how many people like acoustic music? My buddy Mike is playing at NSC's from 12 to 3. He's really good. He can play any song you ever want to hear. If you want to impress your wife or your date, he'll play it for you. Now, here's our city hall. Go to the ugliest building in America. It looks like an upside down Lego, my echo. Now, this is Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market. 2 statues of Mayor Michael J. Curley. He was elected mayor of Boston in 1940 while in jail. Only here in Chicago, and he voted early and often. Now that is Faneuil Hall, where they planned the Revolutionary War on the 2nd floor. That's where you get your citizenship today and of yesterday. Now right out front of the pedestal is a statue of Sam Adams, the rabble-rouser with his arms crossed. He was the troublemaker. Best friends of John Hancock. John Hancock was the richest guy in Boston, practically funded the whole revolution by himself. And he was a bootlegger. All those rich guys are bootleggers. Joe Kennedy wasn't too well shaven. They make that money, baby. They also inherited it. Now right behind it, Quincy Market, most visited place in Boston. 20 million people visit it. 50 restaurants, 100 stores. These are all the street performers. They're really talented. If you have a chance, go see the street performers. They're performing right now. Just go see it. Very talented actors, dancers, singers. Coming up to stop 6, where the Boston Massacre occurred, March 5th, 1770.
We'll be pulling up. On the right, during the colonial days, was the site where James Franklin, Benjamin Franklin's brother, had his printing press. Brothers worked together until they had a falling out. That's when Benjamin moved to Philadelphia to see family.
I am next summer, October, 3 months up here.
We'll be pulling up to stop number 6. You can hop off here to explore the old State House, Washington Street to the Old South Meeting House, King's Chapel, and the King's Chapel Burying Ground. As we turn right, on our left, on the traffic diamond, we see a cobblestone circle on the ground. It marks the spot where the Boston Massacre occurred on March 5th, 1770.
According to legend, the Boston Massacre was triggered when a young boy accused a British sentry of not paying for a haircut. Soon, other people started harassing a soldier, who called for reinforcements as a riot began. Then, a church bell rang, signaling that a fire had broken out somewhere. Someone shouted fire, and, in the confusion, the British soldiers opened fire on the crowd, killing 5 Bostonians, including the first black man to die in the Revolutionary War, Crispus Attucks. It made for great propaganda to be used against the British government.
Now, nobody's thinking revolution back in the 1700s. How are you going to take on the biggest army in the world? Anybody want a card? Tell my boss if you loved or hated me. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Have fun. Anybody else getting out? No?
Do we want to?
Hi, guys. Where you guys from? Michigan, Tom Brady country. Love you blue, baby.
No, we're go green. We're Michigan State.
All right, Michigan State, sorry. Spartans. The Spartans. With a Boston accent. Where you girls from?
I'm from here. She's from the West Coast.
What part here?
Yeah, Quincy.
Quincy. You don't look Chinese.
No, I don't, do I?
The Chinatown, all the rents went really high, so they all moved to Quincy. It's like little Chinatown in Quincy.
Because we're parked near here, I figured we could. We're parked near here.
Are these guys for us or no? Any seats back there, guys? No seats?
There's one here.
I don't know, how many people you
We
got?
have 1.5.
2? I got 1.5. If somebody wants to sit here, you can.
No, we're good. We'll wait for the next one.
All right.
Thank you, my friend.
I got 2 people waiting at stop 6. I can't get them on.
But you can stand, right? Let me get this out of the way, sorry.
All right, guys. Coming up to Scully Square. Now, nobody's thinking revolution back in 1700. But John Adams defended all British soldiers thought everybody should have a fair trial like today. So good to get them all off scot-free. That was first cousin Sam Adams used his propaganda to get everybody involved in the revolution. Now, we're coming up to Scully Square. That was the adult entertainment capital of Boston. They had vaudeville, comedians, the Marx Brothers, Three Stooges, Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, and burlesque. Burlesque was a revered art form back then, exotic dances, strippers. But they were like movie stars, revered. Sally Rand, her Van Dam, Gypsy Rose Lee, Temper Storm. I actually worked with Sally Rand and Temper Storm in 1975 in Orlando, Florida, at Club Warner. And they were very nice ladies, very beautiful, classy, very old, but it wasn't a dirty show. Not like these gentlemen's clubs. I don't know why they call them gentlemen's clubs. It's not a gentleman in the joint. Now there's our antique tea kettle. I want everybody looking between the glass building and the tea kettle. You'll see our city hall. Look back here, guys. You'll see our city hall. Go to the ugliest building in America. Look an upside down flag over there.
City Hall.
Yeah,
yes.
baby. It's a man, baby. Now to the left, Chapel Burial Ground. That's the oldest in Boston. Sir Mary Children's Burial. First lady up to there. First 2 governors of Massachusetts are buried here too. John Winthrop and John Endicott. Now here's the Omni Park House. That's the oldest continuing running hotel in America. This is where John Wilkes Booth stayed 2 weeks before he assassinated President Lincoln. Very famous actor, did a play in Boston, went all the way to Ford's Theater, assassinated Lincoln. Now listen to this history. Ho Chi Minh was a pastry chef here, believe it or not. People don't believe it. 1912. Malcolm X was a busboy here, 1940. Jack Kennedy proposed to his then girlfriend, Jacqueline Bouvier. Emeril Lagasse was the sous chef, 79 to 81. They invented the Park House Buffalo roll, which my mother loved, and the Boston Green Pie, which I love. And the 3rd floor is haunted because my ex-wife stayed there for 2 nights. Titty chopping and frozen. Now here's the granary burial ground, 3rd oldest Swift. All the bigger the shots are buried in my town. Sam Adams, John Hancock, Paul Revere. So on the left at the Beantown Pub, you get a nice cold Sam Adams, and look across the street at another ice cold Sam Adams. Now everybody from the Boston Massacre is buried in here, including Christmas Astor, the first African American to die in the Revolutionary War. Now Mother Goose is buried in here. Ben Franklin's mother and father, the guy who invented the crossword puzzle, 5 down and 4 across. Now all the ladies crack up when they see this. John Hancock's tombstone on the very back left. I won't say a word, you'll get it. I guess he had a big ego. John Hancock's tombstone. Honestly, they're all cracking up.
Oh my God.
Well, he was a little cocky. I can't believe they let him erect that. They're crazy. And they were strict back then. They wouldn't let you cook on Sundays. That's how they got the name Beantown. You have to cook on Saturday night in the big beans in the big bean pot in the fireplace. Sunday morning they were still warm. They'd eat them, go to church. That's why they call it church benches pews. They only put 239 in each can. You know why? If they put one more bean in there, it'd be too fatty. Here's the Park Street Church. This is where they first sang America. You might remember this, My Country 'Tis of Thee, a bunch of 5th graders. Now this is Boston Common, sold us by William Blackstone, 1634. 69 people, 50 acres of land. Now that's the oldest park in America, the oldest subway in America. Now, if you were a knucklehead, they put you in blocks. You had your arms in, throw tomatoes at you. If you were a real criminal, they would hang you. They hung more people there in Boston than anywhere in America. Now, the British trained their troops. We raised our cows. Now they have music, coffee, and the hemp festival every marijuana day. April 20th, 5,000 knuckleheads are smoking so much speeding here. You can't help but get a big whiff in the trolley. You gotta pull over, get 3 Twinkies, 2 Ding Dongs, and a ho-ho. That's all high. They don't even know it's been legal for 5 years already. Now there's the Embrace, 50 high, 40 feet wide. Beautiful bronze monument, sculpture, celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. and his wife, Coretta Scott Key, embracing each other, celebrating his Nobel Peace Prize, 1964, I Have a Dream speech. I have a dream that one day a man will be judged by the content of his character and not the color of his skin. Now, they met here in Boston. He went to Boston University for theology. She went to the Conservatory of Music. They met at Wally's Jazz Cafe. I am the truth to each other. They fell in love and got married at an apartment here called Boston, their second home. One of the most important men in the 20th century, Martin Luther King. Now here's Emerson College. It's a very famous acting school. It's where Henry Winkler went to college, the Fonz. Whoa. Now I get a great story. 40 years ago, 1985, I'm working at a college bar called Play Against Stanford. Now, the kid worked there with me named Brandon. He went to Emerson College for acting. We went to keg parties together at BU and BC. We smoked a few doobies back then. That's what you did when you were in 20s, right? One day I said to his buddy, where's Brandon? I haven't seen him in a while. He goes, he's making a movie with Aaron. They said, I know he's going to school for acting. How's he go right from school to a major motion picture? Kid looks at me, he goes, he's Bruce Lee's son, you know. I said, get out of here. He goes, no, he is. I go, he never told me that. I hung out with him for 2 years. He goes, he never told anybody that. So I worked with Bruce Lee's son for 2 years, no idea. Now here is the Grand Lodge Page, 1733, all revealed with a method. Now we're coming in the theater district. This is where Marlon Brando made his stage debut, Streetcar Named Desire. Stella! Stella! Yeah, baby.
We are now entering Boston's theater district, where it's common for shows to open before going to Broadway. Many hits played here first, including Fiddler on the Roof, A Little Night Music, Annie Get Your Gun, La Cage aux Folles, and A Streetcar Named Desire, starring a young newcomer named Marlon Brando. Streetcar opened at the Wilbur Theater. The largest theater in our theater district is the Citigroup Wayne Center, which seats 4,400 patrons.
The murder comedy show named Sheer Madness ran at the Charles Playhouse for 40 years, from 1980 to 2020. This production was the longest-running non-musical play in the history of Boston.
Now there's New York pizza on the left. Let's drive all the way to Boston to get New York pizza. Now this is all black tie, right? My mother took me in when I was 10 years old. My brother was 13. I was the only straight kid who loved the theater. How many people love the theater? I took my daughter in June. She was 10. We love the theater. It's great. It's like movies without a net. It's great. We love it. Music, dancing. So this is all black tie, nice people, limousines. One block over was Washington Street, the Convents. X-rated movies, dances, prostitution, drugs, a lot of crime. So much crime, they shut it down, thank God. There was a fight in there, they killed the quarterback from Harvard. Shut it down, no longer here, thank God. Now 2 blocks over is Chinatown, 3rd largest in America, only bigger as New York and San Francisco. What's so funny? Oh no, that's the green, they get a red one. Bill Blumen, right? You know him? Are you from Quincy, right?
The old North Church Meeting House up here. Is that okay? I don't have to look at your map.
Now see all this steam coming out of me and all kinds of tickets are in the Anybody see steam coming out of me at all? I had an 8-year-old kid from New York the other day come up to me. He goes, there's no turtles in Boston. They're all in New York. They said, thank the Lord wise one. Your name's Splinter. Here's where the Coconut Grove nightclub was, 1942. Sinatra played there, Groucho Marx. The owner locked all the side doors. Didn't want anybody to like other charge. All there was a rotary door up front. No planking. He overbuilt it and overcrowded. Only else there was a fire. Nobody could get out of the fire. People died in the fire. He started all the federal fire laws all because now he hanged around the boat. He was born in Boston. A lot of people don't know that. He loved Boston. He hated Boston. He called us a frog Tony. He hated all the people. He really hated me. Now he was born here. A lot of people don't know that. Most of his life he was in Baltimore. That's where he was buried.
Do you want to make way for ducklings?
So here we have make way for ducklings. The swan boats. You can ride the swan boat and renew your vows. Also cheers. Everybody knows your name. You go to Newbury Street and get a $100,000 watch. Or buy a haircut for $500 from Henri. Anybody getting out of stock? 7 guys. It's a great stop. Now don't forget, will you please go on TripAdvisor and tell my boss if you love the enemy. Will you go on TripAdvisor? Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I'm glad. Bye Wisconsin.
Bye.
Ciao ciao. Anybody want a card? Tell my boss if you love the enemy. Thanks guys. You want a dum-dum? Come on, grab it. Quick. Anybody want a card?
Sucker.
Want a dum-dum?
Sucker.
You want one, brother? Careful. Just grab one.
Seat in the basket. Thank you.
Oh, we got it
You're welcome.
6.
Anybody want a
We're getting
card?
out of
Tell my
one.
boss if you love the enemy.
Okay, I see.
See you guys. Anybody want a card?
We get the stroller. Stroller.
Yeah, don't forget the stroller. To keep the kid too. Don't forget the kid. Get the kid. All right. It's not the first time it's happened. Where you guys from? Pennsylvania. Don't start any trouble. Come on in. Welcome, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. Come on in, guys. Pennsylvania. Come on in. Did you play offensive line?
West.
Aren't you like Taylor Swift's brother-in-law? So on the right, Boston Common. On the left, Public Gardens. Built in 1837. That's a botanical gardens, over 1,000 trees and plants. Now in 1887, the Pageant family came in and built the lagoons and the swan boats. Now all the young guys come down and propose to their girlfriends. They get off the boat betrothed. Now the old guys come down and say, baby, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. Let's go on the swan boats, renew our vows, and mug it up. Then we're going to go back to the hotel room. We're going to spoon. Now if you're a big guy like me, you go back and ladle. Now on the other side, Newbury Street, you get a $500 haircut for a guy named Henri. I give him $20. I say, give me a voice regularly. I know your name's Henry. Don't give me that Henri crap. Now, how many people saw Goodwill Hunting?
Oh, yeah.
It's where Robin Williams and Matt Damon had their heart-to-heart chat. Now, Matt Damon's a wise guy. He says, what's this, a Taster's Choice moment? Now, Robin Williams is serious for the first time in his life. He says, listen, Will, I get it. You're a genius about Boston. I get it. You're a genius. I'm all in. You've read every book in the library. You have a photographic memory. But I don't see a tough kid from Boston. I see a scared little boy who's never been out of Boston. You've never been on a plane. You don't know what it's like to smell the Sistine Chapel or watch your best friend die in your arms in Vietnam. If I ask you about Michelangelo, you give me a political aspiration, sexual orientation. If I ask you about love, you'd quote me a sonnet. If I ask you about war, you'd quote Macbeth, once more to the beach, my dear friends. But you don't know what it is to love a woman more than it is to love yourself. You don't have the guts to do that, Will, do you? It's your move, G. Great movie, great scene, not a bad information. I'll be here all week trying to come
Let's
home.
get off at 8. That's near Cheers, if it's still open. Is Cheers still open?
Yes, this is Cheers right here. Probably better off to get up there. Are you going to Cheers or no?
Well, we're just gonna go see it. Better off getting off where?
That's Don.
Yeah, the next
I'll
stop.
let you off right here. It's
Alright.
So that's Make Way for Duckling. Here's Charles Street. Cheers is right down there. Norm! That's Charles Street. They started the abolitionist movement. Yeah, but this is illegal. I'm not breaking the rules. You're gonna get me fined. You have to get your trolley down there or up there, all right?
People in Boston never do that.
Huh? All right, thank you.
Let's get the next one. We'll be back.
Okay, I'll meet you here. Thank you very much. Grazie, grazie. Hey, how are you, brother? I know. What do you say? What do you say?
Bad place to park.
Nice place to park. I wanted to go anyway. Here's Beacon Hill, richest part of Boston. I was doing the lady's favor, that's why.
The 1820s in the federal style, which means that the windows are taller on the second floor and get shorter as they go up. This neighborhood was home to wealthy families such as the Lowells, the Cabots, the Lodges, and the Appletons. As a federally protected area, much of Beacon Hill hasn't changed. Lots of the houses here remain private family homes and some are private clubs.
As we continue up Beacon Street, notice the streetlights are real gas lights, and some of the wrought iron work, called frost and black lace, is made of melted down cannonballs.
Number 45 Beacon Street was Mayor Harrison Gray Otis, where the original cobblestone driveway was designed by Charles Bullfinch. 42 to 43 Beacon Street, the large gray building, was the site of portrait artist John Singleton Copley's home. It is now the Somerset Club. Number 40 is the former home of Jack Welch, the ex-CEO of General Electric Corporation.
You might have noticed that some Beacon Hill homes have purple panes of glass. When these homes were built, the glass was imported from England. It was later found there was manganese oxide mixed into them. When manufactured, an element in the formula and years of sunlight have turned them purple. Now these panes are treasured. We're approaching stop 8, where you can hop off to explore New State House, the Black Heritage Trail, Beacon Hill, the Boston Common, the Park Street Church, and the Granary Burying Ground.
As we come to the top of Beacon Hill, on our left you'll see our new State House, where the governor and the legislature have their offices. The cornerstone of the building was placed by Paul Revere and then Governor Sam Adams in 1795. Before the state capitol was built, this land was used as John Hancock's cow pasture. We call the state capitol the New State House because the original State House, built in 1713, still stands. The cost to build the brick portion of the new State House was $133,333.33.
Jack Kennedy statue on the left, see it? He was assassinated in 63 Dallas. Anybody, you ever any scenes back there, guys? How many? 5? How many? Hi guys, where you guys from? How many people you got? Come on in. Come on in, guys. You're good. Come on in, Connecticut. The nutmeg state. You know why they call it the nutmeg state? Some guy told me. Because they were making fake nutmeg. How many you got in your body?
5.
You'll get it, I think.
We will wait for next one.
Huh?
We will wait for next one. It's on the way.
All right, but we have people here. We have seats. There's 2 here. How many out back? Oh, only 1. No, maybe not. I can fit 3 little kids up here. Does anybody want to sit here? The kids want to sit up here? Where you guys from? Switzerland? Germany? Where you guys from? Where? Canada? I wasn't even close. Come on in, well, everybody all set? Alright guys, my name is Hugo for the new people. That's the new State House, even though it was built in 1793, 95. Sam Adams and Paul Revere. Now here's the Robert Shaw Memorial right here, guys. But all the African Americans volunteered in Civil War. That beautiful, done by Sebastian St. Bernard. Now here's the Hooker entrance, the only way to get in. That's General Hooker on the horse, beautiful statue. And Mary Diane, she was hung here because she didn't want to change from being a Quaker, which is crazy because they came here for religious freedom. And there's Bowden Street. Jack Kennedy had an apartment on top of the barber shop. Still said Bowden Street when he was assassinated. Here's the Moon Restaurant. It's a 15 hotel. Cool. Here's Fernando. Hey Fernando, good morning, brother. Or the afternoon, I mean. I came in late today. Here's the Omni Parker House, the oldest continuing running hotel in America. Now, a lot of history here, guys. This is where John Wilkes Booth stayed 2 weeks before he assassinated President Lincoln. Very famous actor, did a play in Boston, went all the way to Ford's Theater. 7 people indicted, 7 people hung. Ho Chi Minh was a pastry chef here. People don't believe it. 1912. Malcolm X was the busboy here. 1940. Jack Kennedy proposed to his then girlfriend, Jacqueline Bouvier, right there at the last hurrah. Emeril Lagasse was a sous chef here, 79 to 81. They invented the Parker House popover roll, which my mother loved, and the Boston cream pie, which I loved. And the 3rd floor is haunted because my ex-wife stayed there for 2 nights. Kidding, Charles Dickens Ghost is it. Now we're coming down to School Street. There's no school on School Street, no water on Water Street, no milk on Milk Street, no Congress on Congress Street, and no post office on Post Office Square. Now that's called Unbound. Isn't that beautiful? But a newly freed slave looks real. Ant freeing a bird coinciding with each other's freedom. Now School Street, but no school here, but it used to be the oldest public high school in America. So old, Ben Franklin went there. There's the statue. Now he didn't graduate because he was wicked smart. He quit and he went into business with his brother, printing. Now there's the Democratic donkey on the left, see it? Now it's still around. It's in the Fenway Park area, the oldest public high school in America. Now down here on the right we have the Irish Potato Family Memorial. A lot of people died in Ireland in 1850. 1850 to 1859 was the Potato Family. There's 2 beautiful statues down here on the right. You can see them. Right down here, guys, on the right. Irish Potato Family Memorial. I love this new sign. Downtown Boss. Isn't that cool? So that's the old Salt Meeting House. That's where the Boston Tea Party started, guys. Now Sam Adams giving a big speech to 2,000 Masons over there. And after the first quarter, I want everybody to give me a big "bye," which meant boo or hiss. You go like this. The second quarter, I want a big huzzah, which meant hooray or booyah. So he's giving a big speech to 2,000 Masons. He said, "Taxation without representation is tyranny." And I want a big bye. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And then he said, "No meeting can save this country. Give me a big huzzah. 1, 2, 3. Huzzah!" And they went outside, 150 of them, in disguise as Mohawk Indians. They all went down to the Eleanor the Beaver and the Dartmouth Griffin Wharf. They threw all the King George's tea in the ocean. Now they say in today's market it'd be $2 million worth of tea. I heard the king was all teed off. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Now here's our marijuana shop. You want to get all banged up and boned up. It's legal. Just go in with a license and buy it. They'll deliver it to your hotel room. The first 25 years of my life, I was trying to hide that smell from the cops. Last 50 years, I have nothing to do with marijuana. It's everywhere. I couldn't smoke the stuff today. Are you kidding me? It's so strong, I'd walk off a cliff. I couldn't even smoke the crummy stuff in 1974. I get paranoid. I couldn't watch football. I thought they were talking about me in the huddle. Here's Water Street, no water. Congress Street, no Congress. Post Office Square, no post office, but used to be right there. Back when Ben Frank was our first postmaster general. Now it's a dentist. They'll mail the teeth here. Here's a Milk Street, no milk. They should call it Half and Half Street because it's a big Dunkin' Donuts there. That's where Sam Adams stopped to get a French vanilla iced coffee, 3 dozen Boston cream donuts on his way to Griffin's Wharf to throw the tea in the ocean. Don't believe me, do you? I lost all my credibility. On the left, George Thorndike Engel. That's where he started the MSPCA, 1865, Massachusetts Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Now here's our financial district, 3rd largest. At Chase Manhattan, Berkshire Bank, Charles Schwab, Fidelity Investments, Bank of America, Putnam Investments. Now this used to be a big parking garage on top of the ground, but then Urban reopened it and it was beautiful, clean. Now all the bankers have their lunches there, they get married by that fountain. I love this building here. They're cool. They call it the President Building. I hate the nickname. That cool building, though. Small on the bottom. Now, remember the Central Artery I told you about, the big ugly highway went through the whole city? Now, they left one pillar up here to give me an idea what it looks like. I know, because I grew up here. This battleship green thing. Picture 10 of those across, holding a big ugly highway. That was our Central Artery. That was a big highway. Now, people littered back then. You couldn't see the architecture. Rocks and soot fell off the tires. People drank and drove and throw beer bottles down. Now, the big dig put everything under the ground. Look at how clean the city is now. Spotless. The only trash in this city is me. And not just Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market, everywhere. South End, West End, North End, Copley Place, Copley Plaza, Boston Farm, Public Gardens, everywhere, baby. Everywhere, baby. I love my city. I love the job. On the left, our Treasury building looks like a big washboard on the side of it. That's where we laundered money. If you go in there, they'll give you a big bag of money to take home. Serious, all the way to Wisconsin. Or Canada. They'll give you a big bag of money, but you better be good with Scotch tape because it's all shredded up. They shred up $10 million a day.
Yeah.
Now we're the first city to print money, so we have an A on our bills. You may have a souvenir in your pocket right now. 2 blocks down on the right. 2 blocks down on the right is Chinatown, 3rd largest in America. Now here is South Station, made out of all pink granite. That beautiful, all quarry from Connecticut. I love that building. They're going to tear it down. That was the busiest train station in America. This is where all the buses come in, commuter rail, subway station, Amtrak. They were going to tear it down in 1978. Jackie Kennedy Onassis turned it into an historic building. Refurbished it, it's beautiful. Now those are brand new condos up top. Take a guess how much for a 1-bedroom? $1.5 million. 2-bedroom, $3.5 million. 3-bedroom, $5.5 million smackaroolies. I won't be living there unless I find a very, very, very wealthy girlfriend. And at my age, there's nothing going on in the boudoir. I'll take a boyfriend, I don't care. I'll do the cooking, you pay the rent. Anybody get out of stop 9, Tea Party Museum, Children's Museum, Firehouse, Fire Truck Museum, South Station, Chinatown. Did you have fun, guys? Do you want a card to tell my boss if you loved that hated me? Thank you, guys. All right, thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Hope you have fun. Thank you, guys. You want a card? Thank you. We going TripAdvisor home? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Very nice of you, man. Thank you. Hi, ladies. How are you? Where you girls from? That's all right. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're good. Come on in. Where you from? Where you guys from? Oregon. Home of the Ducks. Leave it 9, baby. Now this is the seaport, guys. When I was a kid, this is 3 5-star restaurants. The rest were empty warehouses. We're all lost and probably dead bodies. I'm serious. Anthony's Beer Pool, this is Taylor's favorite restaurant. Jimmy's Homicide, my mother's favorite 5-star restaurant. And the No Name restaurant. Do you want to sit down, buddy, back there?
I'm good.
You sure? There's plenty of seats. You look like a bouncer back there. You look like a bouncer back there. Probably got a bad back, huh? Yeah, I know how it is. It's a bit better to stand. Anyway, they were staples here for 50 years. They're all gone now. But this is the fastest growing part of Boston. They say it's going to be the new Manhattan. Now, the No Name restaurant was a riot. Little Italian guy on the side of the road. Couldn't speak English. Didn't have a building at first. Had a cart. He'd say, what's the name of your restaurant? He'd say, No Name, No Name. When he finally had enough money for a buy a building, he called it the No Name restaurant. The busiest one around. It wasn't fancy. It was dirt cheap. Italian food seafood. Now, here's the Tea Party Museum. Exact replicas. The yellow of the beaver and the dot. It's my accent.
To the front of us are replicas of the Boston Tea Party ships, the Eleanor, the Dartmouth, and the Beaver. A fourth ship, the William, sank while en route.
On December 16, 1773, Sam Adams and thousands of Boston residents met at the Old South Meeting House to discuss what to do about these ships in the harbor loaded with British tea from the East India Tea Company.
King George III was taxing this tea to replenish his funds after war with France and to subsidize the failing East India Tea Company, a private company. The tax meant higher prices for the colonists with no benefit to them. As James Owens famously declared, taxation without representation is tyranny.
When the meeting adjourned without much result, some of the men sprang into action. Between 30 and 130 of them, including Sam Adams, left this low-cost Indian, boarded the ships, and dumped 342 containers of tea into Boston Harbor. The Boston Tea Party is considered the pivotal act toward colonial independence.
So here's where the big ugly highway was, guys. Started at South Station and all the way to Charlestown, 30 feet above the ground. Rocks and soot fell off the tires. You couldn't see the architecture. People littered back then. They drank and drove. Now the Big Dick put it all under the ground. It's a beautiful 10-lane highway under the ground. It's supposed to take 5 years. It took 20. It's supposed to take $5 billion. It took $20 billion. Typical construction rate on a crack. But the city is beautiful now. Look at how clean the city is. You ever see a city that's clean? One guy said to me last week, yeah, I am. I go, what city? He goes, China. I go, it's not a city. But I heard it is very clean in some cities. Very clean. But they probably cut your hands off. Now, there's all sorts of hard work here in the middle. Roads and show can be green. Down here on the left, I call it my aunt's ugly earring. Right down here on the left, doubles as a swing. I used to have an aunt who wore those earrings. She was a cheek squeezer. Did you hate that when you had a cheek squeezer when you were a little kid? Oh, you're so cute. I hated it. But she couldn't cook either. She was Italian. Come on, man. What is he doing? Oh, is the truck backing up? Sorry about the beeping. Now that's the seaport, fastest growing part of Boston. It's going to be in the new Manhattan.
On the right, if you head down Seaport Avenue and Northern Avenue, is the Seaport District, where you'll find many fine restaurants and new luxury condominiums.
Right up the hill is the Barking Crab. Great restaurant. Named after my ex-wife. but it's casual, non-bougie. You can get more than crabs. You can get lobster, steamers, fried clams. Pretty cool place. It's kind of like indoor-y, outdoor-ish. And that's James Hook, best lobster roll in Boston. Small, but they sell more lobster than anywhere in Boston. They sell all the Cape Cod restaurants. Now, when you were in prison in the 1700s, they fed you lobster because it wasn't a delicacy back then. You didn't get drawn by corn the cob or the chop. Now, here's a harbor view right in the left.
If you look through the archway at Rose Park, you can see Logan Airport across the harbor. Logan is the 12th busiest airport in the United States. It was originally used by the Massachusetts Air National Guard and the Army Air Corps. In 1927, Colonial Air Transport began the first scheduled commercial passenger flights between Boston and New York City.
To the right is the Boston Harbor Hotel, one of Boston's 5-star hotels. It stands next to Rose Wharf, the oldest continuously operated recreational pier in America. The Romanesque Revival style granite fortress-like building on the left is the Grain and Flour Exchange Building, built in 1898. It is still used for office space and is listed on the National Register for Historic Buildings.
Approaching stop number 1. Hop up here to explore the New England Aquarium and Quincy Market. We also ask that if you enjoyed the tour, to please consider tipping your driver. This is customary and a sign of appreciation for a job well done. Thank you for joining us.
Hey guys, thank you very much. We had a great time. You have fun. Hey, let me tell you, these kids are wow, right? They were well mannered, so nice.